Okay, where do I get my mail? She's not here. Okay, Gerda's not here. She like, I don't know what, maybe she's doing some shopping for some sauerkraut or something? Okay, if Gerda's not here, then maybe I can go snooping into her room. I don't know where the package Gabriel is, like where the package is that Gabriel supposedly sent me. I don't think it's at the post office. It'll come right here, right? Otherwise, what the fuck are we paying postman for? Okay. Does she do anything here?
I wish I could read these biographies of Ludwig. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Ludwig II, fairy tale king of Bavaria. I didn't see this before. Yep, English. Huh.
Okay. Okay. Hugging the book to her chest. Okay. Oh my god. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. That his head was literally photoshopped on to this cover, right? This was like a photo of like Louis the VIII, right? Or like, sorry, King Henry VIII, and then they shopped that guy's head, Ludwig's head on it, right? It looks like this. Oh man. Okay, fairy tale king of Bavaria, Ludwig II.
Ludwig remained throughout his life both very bright and very naive. He was an introvert who seemed to be constantly out of sync with traditional views of rulership, money, and human relationships. The world ever failed to match his ideals. Perhaps this was a fault of his sheltered upbringing as future king. He never was introduced to the real world, and the real world failed to interest him as an adult. In his youth, Ludwig was in fine physical condition and loved to hike alone in the Alps and ride horses. He had a hunting lodge, Schahen, specifically for this purpose. Unfortunately, in 1872, a rather traumatic hunting accident befell the king at Schahen, and his leg was cruelly damaged. He never fully recovered from this incident, and his hiking and riding ceased. His physical health deteriorated from that time on, and explains why he looked so unhealthy in later years. A hunting accident?
Okay. Grace is like, a hunting accident?
Other than his long-standing friendship with the Empress Elizabeth of Austria and with his mother, the relationships Ludwig attempted with others were nearly always a disappointment for him and a bewilderment for his partners. He would become obsessed with someone, a singer, an artist, a nobleman or a peasant, and would bombard them with gifts, praise, and favors. When they would fail to return the depths of rapturous passion he required, the singular adoration and humble obedience he expected, he would grow disappointed and cut himself off from them. The objects of his interest were occasionally women, usually ones he fell in love with after seeing them in idealized roles on the stage, but they were more often young men who fit his fantasies of the heroic sagas like Lohengrin and Parsifal that he so loved.
Hey, Ludwig was a bit of a cap of pride, you guys. He was totally bisexual. Like, most times it was women. Sometimes there was some beautiful young men.
A good example of the
That's what I'm
king's
saying,
obsessive
okay?
behavior in relationships is the following letter from the Königlich Bayerische Archives, which this author was privileged to access. It is dated 1864, and it was written by Ludwig's manservant, Paul, to a friend. The king has been in high mood these days. The reason, of course, is a new interest. Thursday last, the king attended a performance of Lohengrin in the Wittelsbacher Theater. He came back in a fever, demanding that a man be found. The man, it was gathered, had been sitting in a box across from Ludwig and had drawn the king's attention by his beauty and his deep emotional response to the performance. The king declared that here at last is a sensitive soul. The man was tracked down and brought in for an audience. Upon my word, never have I seen any mind so in line with His Majesty's own. They discussed Wagner and France and Byron and all manner of things until long past dawn. The young man, beautiful indeed to look upon, met the king's enthusiasm and knowledge bit for bit.
Okay, Ludwig here just like met like Dorian Gray. He's like, oh, he's so beautiful. And the way he emotes, and he likes the theater, right?
His Majesty has been in the thick of it ever since, and while I welcome his good temper, I grow tired of fetching letters back and forth to Louis, so called by His Majesty. That should tell you who the young man looks like. At all hours of the night. This author has not been able to learn much about Louis, but he was known to have been a seemingly high-bred foreigner, and he was involved with Ludwig as late as 1880 when he fell into disfavor.
Okay, there's a little... Okay, yes, okay, we're talking about sex here, okay.
The king, especially later in life, felt a great deal of guilt about his sensual nature.
Sensual nature.
His diaries are full of repentant entries begging God for forgiveness and swearing to remain pure. In many of the diary entries, he swears to abstain from sexual relations. The number of these oath entries indicate that Ludwig was not very successful in resisting temptation, yet it is also clear that Ludwig was a God-fearing man and that, though his flesh might occasionally fall, he never surrendered his heart and his conscience to sin.
Okay, he's like, yes, I will be a good boy. But he still went around fucking men and women, whoever else would have him, right? Okay, that's all there is to this book. Wait, that's a fairy tale book? That was a fairy tale book, you guys, and it's talking about his like sexual escapades of being a Kappa Pride and like picking up men at the theater, right? Okay, I was gonna go into town. I don't know why. Okay, okay, well I guess that car is to go outside of town. You shouldn't walk to town, but that car is so I can go someplace other than the church and this dungeon, right? Post office, maybe?
Guten Tag.
Grüß Gott, Frau Nakimura. Ich habe etwas für Sie.
Okay, yes, the package.
Oh, it's from Gabriel.
Ja, das ist vom Schattenjäger.
Yeah. No, I think you... Gabriel is a working partner and...
She doesn't understand you.
Never mind. Danke.
Bitte, brauchen Sie noch etwas?
Yeah, okay, she's asking me if I have anything to...
My German isn't good enough for chit-chat.
Okay.
Danke.
Bitte.
Okay, she's just like, yeah. Oh, while Grace is talking English, right? Okay, you know. Okay. Gabriel to Grace letter number 2. Oh, there's no return address. Okay, and there's some dude on the thing. Grace Nakimura, Schloss Rittersburg.
Gracie, you decided to come over. That's great. Guten Tag and all that.
Good tag.
I'm sure you and Gertie are hitting it off.
Yeah.
Thanks for finding the werewolf book. I'm not sure what it all means, but it might be useful. About Ludwig II, you know, I think you might have something there. Ubergrau says there are 2 places you should check out. Ludwig had a castle called Neuschwanstein something, and there's a museum about him here in chemistry. Something like that. I really think you should spend some time looking into it.
Here in chemistry, okay. Here in chemistry? Okay, New Swan, okay. Okay, so where do I find these? Okay, let's go to the bar. Oh, it's these people, okay.
Hello there, dear.
Hi, I'm Grace Nakimura from the castle. Am I interrupting?
Heavens, no.
Have a seat, Miss Nakimura.
Nakamura.
For a moment.
Isn't this nice? We just finished our breakfast. Do you want something?
No thanks.
Good for you. I can never turn down food myself. Now you just tell us all about it, Sugar Pie.
About turning down food. Okay, themselves, Ludwig II.
Do you know anything about King Ludwig II?
Sure, we saw his castles, didn't we, Mother?
We sure did. Why do you ask?
Well, I found a letter in the Schottenegger library warning Ludwig about the Black Wolf.
Who wrote the letter?
One of Gabriel's ancestors, a Schottenegger.
Seems like whoever was using me as a megaphone helped you find that letter. Perhaps you should follow the path something's pointing at. Look into Ludwig.
I intend to.
Okay.
You mentioned the other night that you were a demonologist. What is that exactly?
Well, it's not as bad as it sounds, honey. What Emma and I really do is to help protect people.
Protect them from what?
Well, do you believe in the devil, Miss Nakimura?
I believe in good and evil, if that helps.
Oh, but Satan and his demons are real, and they will attack the living, and most folks don't know what to do once they've been attacked. We try to help protect people.
How can you protect people from demons?
Best protection is faith in God, of course. But sometimes faith isn't enough. Sometimes we have to delve into the supernatural in order to protect others. Your Schottenjoggers are just the same.
We are? I mean, he is?
Of course. The warriors of light are rare these days, but they do exist all around the globe.
That's interesting. I just read about a group called Mano Del Sol in Brazil. So the Ritters aren't the only Schottenjägers.
Well, they're probably the only ones to use that title, but others have been chosen for the battle.
That's the Schottenjägers.
The other night you said something about the Black Wolf. What did you mean? Where did you hear that name?
I wasn't the one talking.
I don't understand.
Well, that's quite all right. The point is, it would be a very good idea to answer those questions, and we must work together to do so. Of course I'll help you, Pumpkin. I'd like to know myself, wouldn't I? It isn't every day one's taken over by a disembodied spirit, and I don't much care for it, thank you.
You're not talking about a seance, are you?
Oh, heavens no.
Thank God.
Emma's right. I'm much better at tarot cards. I can read for you or for someone else if you prefer.
Thanks. Try to look a little bit grateful, Grace. It's just like tarot, you know. Okay, I can talk about the. Okay.
Are you sure you don't know anything about the Black Wolf?
I never did, dear. I told you. Really, you mustn't confuse the vessel with the voice. All I remember was seeing a very bright flash like lightning. Next thing I knew, Em'll have me outside. Whatever it was very powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah, I know. This Tiresville nonsense. Talk about tarot and, I don't know what, Mars being in Venus's sun, and, I don't know what, Cancer is, sorry, not Cancer, let's say, you know, Sagittarius is pulsating, right? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you know? Cancer is pulsating, you guys.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do my tarot reading.
Don't you worry now. I know what I'm doing.
Is this literally what a tarot reading is like?
Push your vital energies into the cards.
Tarot. Where's my...
This is your soul card. That which applies to all of your lifetimes.
Thinking
It's
it's a
the
snack.
Empress. Oh, that's a good one.
What's it mean?
It means that your soul's journey is one of leadership. There's great strength here and intelligence. This card represents what you're like in this lifetime. It's the Chariot. Self-discipline, control. You need to feel you have a plan, that you're testing your abilities. The Chariot's very masculine. In combination with the Empress, it tells me that you're currently exploring your male side.
Hey, what are you saying about me,
You
lady?
seek out great achievement, but it does have its price.
Doesn't sound anything like me.
Yes, dear. The third card represents the other. You've pulled the Magician. Who is he, dear?
Excuse me?
Your other, the Magician. Oh, this is a very powerful card. Major Arcana.
My other?
Everyone has an other. Let's see. I bet it's the Schottenjäger. What's his name?
The Schottenjäger? Gabriel Knight?
A name of power. He is powerful, this one. The Magician is dexterous and cunning, mischievous and manipulate,
That's Gabriel, all right.
and very strong with magical and occult powers. Now, this is interesting because your card, the Chariot, is all logic and reasoning, while his, the Magician, is spiritual and intuitive. You two are quite a pair. The fourth card shows what you're trying to achieve at this moment, your immediate destiny. It's the strength or lust card.
Lust?
Not that kind of lust,
Aw.
dear. It's a trial card, finding the strength to continue some difficult journey. It also represents the integration of conflicting energies. That must be your chariot and his magician energies. Strength also means bonding those energies, loving without judgment, learning to love the beast.
Uh-huh.
The beast. Love the beast, you guys.
What is this trial, dear? Do you know?
Well, Gabriel and I are involved with a case right now.
It will be a hard time. You must let your love give you power. Use the positive energy of your union, or you may not succeed.
I think you have the wrong idea. Gabriel and I just work together.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
But if I might just suggest, when you're facing negative forces, the positive energy of love is a very vital weapon. You make yourself vulnerable when you resist your own tools.
Well, that's been helpful.
I hope so, dear.
Yeah, lady, don't resist the tool, huh? Okay, now we're gonna get Gabriel's. It's like, oh, okay, he got the dwarf card. There's a part of him that's really small. What part could that be, Grace? His brain, of course, you know.
Maybe we should do a reading for Gabriel.
Oh, let's! It's a little like spying on someone unawares, but what the heck?
So what the hell? See, super serious.
Reach out to the cards and to think about his essence.
Oh yeah, think about his essence. You think about it,
His
Grace.
soul card is the magician. Yes, dear. It reflects your other exactly.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather hold out for David Copperfield.
And his lifetime card? Oh, goodness. The lovers.
You mean the sole purpose of his life is in his pants? Doesn't surprise me.
It's not what you think, dear. It's a duality card. As a lifetime card, it refers to Gabriel's own duality. Good versus evil, physical pleasure versus spiritual growth, that kind of thing. His challenge is to integrate the conflicting parts of himself. Until he does, he'll never find peace. And you will find peace when you acknowledge all of him. Find a way to love the worst as you already love the best.
You're really reaching.
Mother.
Okay, mother.
His other is the High Priestess.
Let me guess. That's me, right?
No, dear, it's not. The High Priestess represents psychic mysteries, deep wisdom. This is a very different energy from your earthy one. This must be our connection. To the voice, dear! Someone is trying to communicate with Gabriel. This force is represented by the High Priestess.
That's not much help. What about the Black Wolf?
But it is a help, dear. The High Priestess is a spiritual guide card if ever there was one. The message must have been a warning.
If this force is connected to Gabriel, and if he's so very psychic, then why doesn't it just go to him? Why say it to me?
Maybe Gabriel's blocked. Maybe he's purposefully blocking. There is that duality business. Let's go on and see if it becomes clear. The fourth card, remember, represents the current situation. It's
Death?
death.
That's a good card, though. That means,
Oh.
like, change.
Nothing to worry about then.
Now you just leave interpretation up to me, Sugar Pie. It's a transformation card, dying to one thing and being born to another. It is painful, but it isn't necessarily bad. Two of Wands. Oh my.
What?
A 2 is not good here. Wands is Mars in Aries. That's a war card. In conjunction with the death card, there are 2 possible transformations.
2 transformations?
Yes, dear. Gabriel is waging a spiritual battle. The transformation might be good, or evil. That must be the purpose of the High Priestess. She's trying to guide him.
So you think he really might be in danger?
Oh, yes, dear. Gabriel's very essence is at stake.
No, his essence.
If he takes the wrong path with his powers, Imola and I will stay in town. You must let me know if anything else happens that we can read for clues. Let the Force use you.
May the Force be with you? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
Okay, it was like super like grim, and then now it's just this music, and I'm just like, yeah, thanks, you know. Oh, okay, hey, there's someone here now. Oh, is that Gerda? I think it is Gerda. Okay,
Gerda's here. I wonder what she's up to.
Gerda's here. Okay, I'm watching you.
Oh my god. Gerda was in love with Wolfgang.
Okay. Wasn't he like super old? Like he was like 50 or 55, and Gerda looks let's say 30s or something like that. I mean, it could happen, of course, but maybe it's just like, oh, he's the Schattenjäger, I'm in love. It's like, you know, young girls falling for like old ass movie stars, right? It's not so much for their look. It's more like what they've achieved, I guess. Okay, I can't click on anything else in here, and she can't talk to Gerda.
I really should apologize, but I don't want to interrupt her.
Okay.
Maybe there's something else I can do.
Okay. Yes, okay, now she'll pick one of these. And the thoughtful music starts up. Okay, watch your hands, Grace. Don't they have thorns? Oh, she's just like cleaning out the vine of all these roses. Okay.
I'll leave the other roses on the bush.
Okay. Hey, Leslie moment. The thoughtful piano. Okay, sorry for being mean.
That's better, don't you think?
I asked you a question, Gerda.
I'm so sorry. I was an idiot.
Gabriel and I, we never...
I know. It's my fault. It's Gabriel's fault. He never tells me anything. I don't know why he didn't want me on this case.
Now, Kith.
Maybe he just...
Don't even try to make excuses for him. Still, he's up to his neck in it, I think. Will you help me out with something?
Of course.
I have to do some research on Ludwig. I want to go see some of his castles.
Take Gabriel's car.
Okay.
There's a map of southern Bavaria in the car. Ludwig's castles are all marked.
Thanks.
Good luck.
Okay. Okay, we're friends. We're friends again, you guys. Okay, all I've done as Grace is just like talk to some people and get Gerda some flowers, right? Okay, well, Asian woman driving. Okay, okay. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay. Beirut, Aloting, Erin Chemistry. Okay, that's it. Here in chemistry. That's okay. Ritter's. Oh, I can go to. Okay, no, that's back home. C. Chaput, and Neuschwanstein. What's C. Chaput? Or okay, I don't think I can go there. It's only these three places. So I'll go to Neuschwanstein first. Oh man, you hear that screech? Ooh, okay, it is pretty. Okay, okay, tour tape.
These scenes seem to tell a story, but I have no idea what story. These...
Okay, look at the guy just like, whoa there. Don't! You're okay, Scum Creep told us you're ruining the anvil, the sword, and the hammer when you do this, right?
These scenes...
Okay, this guy pleading with this guy.
These scenes seem to tell a story. Did they have running water in 1886? Did
no.
they have...
Well, they had a well, maybe.
Maybe Ludwig thought all this luxury would help him sleep.
Okay, is this literally in a game? We're in a museum?
It's a beautiful crucifix. Ivory and gold. That's an unusual depiction of the Madonna.
Okay, it looked like a boy. Okay, I can't click on any of these. Okay, I think this is the last room.
I'm surprised people don't sit in these chairs when the guard's not looking.
Okay, I think I. Oh, okay, I see. Okay.
This is the king's living room. The walls are decorated with scenes from the Lohengrin saga. The king first saw Wagner's opera Lohengrin when he was 16, and it so affected him that he considered it a form of enlightenment. The tragedy of Lohengrin was his essential loneliness. This too was Ludwig's own fate. Ludwig withdrew more and more into his fantasy world of epic heroes and absolute monarchy. An ideal he was determined to create in his castles if he could not have it in his real life. He only wanted to be alone with his dreams, so much so that even his servants were kept at a distance and were not allowed to look at him.
What were you afraid they'd see?
Wait. There's more over here. Okay.
More swans.
Oh god, okay. This doesn't look like it's part of the museum.
This is a reproduction of the grotto from the Tannhäuser saga. In such places, Ludwig could pretend he was one of his beloved mythic heroes. As the grotto personifies, the castles were solitary playgrounds built for Ludwig alone. He believed the masses were too coarse to appreciate fine art, and he seldom entertained guests. In fact, Ludwig had a standing order that upon his death, the castles were to be destroyed. Fortunately, the estate was in such debt that the castles were opened for paying tours only weeks after Ludwig's death. They haven't closed since. It is one of the great ironies of Ludwig's story that the castles that he was thought insane for building are now considered Bavaria's finest treasures. They have paid for their construction many times over.
Oh god. Oh jeez, okay. Okay, you fucking sneaky bitch, right? I'm just hearing the grotto. She just comes out of nowhere. Be like, oh, hey, are you touching the candelabra or like the I don't know what, the rock salt lamp or something like that? Fuck you, man.
I don't think the guards want to be bothered while on duty.
I don't want to be bothered when I'm trying to enjoy some fucking culture here.
I can almost picture Ludwig in here. I wonder what he really dreamt about in this room. I can almost...
Okay, God, okay, where the hell am I now? Hey, nudity! Nudity! Nudity, you guys! I think there's a little tiny dick there, but 1, 2, 3, 4 boobs, bare boobs. Okay, is this?
The study paintings depict scenes from the Tannhäuser Saga in the Wartburg Castle.
That's it? Okay, I was hoping for a big long thing, so you guys I could keep it on this screen, but no.
This is the king's study. Ludwig spent much time at his desk, writing letters, drawing up plans for his projects, and studying his favorite authors. He loved poetry, history, and the classics. In later years, he also studied the occult. What affairs of state he did reluctantly attend to, were generally attended to alone at his desk in writing. His reluctance to meet with his heads of state and perform the duties of the king were one of the reasons for the charges brought against him in 1886. But Ludwig dreamt of true kingship and a true monarchy, and the small powers left to him after Bavaria's succeeded power to Prussia only incited his disdain and frustration.
Okay, there's something else. Oh my God, this thing goes on. We're literally walking around a fucking museum. I mean, is this just to I don't know what, like visit Munich propaganda, or does this have anything to do with the game? Oh God. Does any of this have any relevance, or like what the fuck?
There must be a story behind these wolf paintings.
Okay.
What story?
Okay, now we can go back to Herren Kimisi.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Oh, she looks seriously severe. Okay. Is this the Ludwig Museum?
Ist das die Ludwig Museum?
Ja, ja. Ludwig der Zweite von Bayern.
What? I'd like to buy a ticket.
Ich hätte gern eine Eintrittskarte fürs Museum.
Ja, 8 Mark für eine Ganztagskarte.
Oh, it's like in coins. What the fuck? What's the admission? 70 cents? What the?
Danke.
Oh, was that a okay, it was a sarcastic danke. Bitte, you know? Oh my God, okay. Why the fuck are you so surly, lady? No, can I? Oh, okay.
July 3rd, 1863. Elizabeth, you can have no idea, dear cousin, how happy you made me. The hours recently passed with you in the railway carriage I consider among the happiest in my life. Never will their memory fade. You gave me permission to visit you at Ischl. If the time comes for this ardent hope to be fulfilled, I shall be of all men upon earth the most blessed. The feelings of sincere love and reverence and faithful attachment to you, which I cherished in my heart even as a boy, makes me imagine heaven upon earth, and will be extinguished by death alone. I beg you with all my heart to forgive the contents of this letter, but I could not help myself.
Are you?
Ludwig.
Were you like in love with your cousin? I mean, I guess that was a thing back then, right?
Elizabeth frequently gave Ludwig advice on royal conduct, hoping to protect him from unfavorable public opinion. March 1st, 1865. My dearest Eagle, you have not written me in a few months. I have missed you. I often try to imagine what you are doing. I hear tales that you have been on retreat and have not been seen in Munich for some time. I suspect it is this new friend you wrote up so mysteriously that takes you away from home. I hope you are enjoying yourself, my beloved, but I beg you to caution. The people need to see you at the throne. I also hesitate to suggest that what your officials do in your absence may not always be in your own best interest. You have always been a true king, but you must let the people see you to ensure that they don't forget that. E. Your dove.
Oh god, look at how these people talk to each other. My eagle. Your dove.
Ludwig's friends were concerned for his mental state long before his arrest. June 14th, 1878. My beloved eagle. In your last letter you spoke so movingly of your torment that I was moved to tears. What is this torment? Why won't you confess to me what is truly troubling you? You must know that I would never despise you, no matter how horrible you believe your sins to be. Please do not write such barbs to my heart by even suggesting such things. If you do not wish to confess to me, at least tell me how I can aid you. I am always your true one, your dove. In this letter, dated November 1886, Elizabeth of Austria thanks Bishop Frank for his assistance in helping her fulfill Ludwig's last wishes. She writes that she knows it was an unusual request, but she believes Ludwig had reasons of his own for wishing it to be done. She hopes that his spirit finds peace at last. No further reference to this letter has ever been found. One can only speculate what the last wishes of a cornered and embattled Ludwig might have been.
Okay.
What were his last wishes? This place is giving me more questions than answers.
He wanted nudes of his cousin. Oh, hey,
They certainly make an incredible looking couple. They certainly make...
Okay.
They certainly...
Okay, so he was doing his cousin, as was the style at the time. Oh, sweet. And there's some German here, too. Zu Ludwigs engerem Kreis gehört die Kaiserin von Österreich, Elisabeth. Sie war ein entfernt Verwandt und saß sie in seiner Kindheit oft. Elisabeth war elegant und schön und scheint das weiblich Ideal für den jungen Ludwig zu verkörpern. Ihr Freundschaft blieb nach ihrer Heirat besten, oh my god, hauptsächlich jedoch über Brief. Sie war slechts ein rührender Pol in Ludwig Leben, ganz Ludwigs Liebe zu Märchen und Schauspiel einsprechend nannte sie die Taube und sie in den Adler. Okay. It looks like he's not wearing pants. It looks like he's just wearing this long tunic and like knee-high boots, right? Like Kim Kardashian, right? But I imagine he's wearing white pantaloons or whatever these are called, right?
Ludwig is Prince Charming. He played the part well.
Who was his wife then? Who was his wife? His like cousin like didn't or couldn't have him, right?
June 7th, 1886. A group of men arrive at Neuschwanstein Castle demanding to take the king in custody. With them is Dr. Guden, the doctor who had been in charge of Otto, the king's mentally ill brother. The men have an order for the king's arrest on the grounds of insanity. They are refused admittance by a brave group of farmers and local soldiers who have come to Ludwig's aid. They are forced to retreat to nearby Hohenschwangau. This is the first Ludwig hears of the conspiracy. Ludwig composes a pamphlet explaining the subversive acts of the conspirators and eloquently pleading with his people for aid. The pamphlet is smuggled out of Neuschwanstein and printed, but the pamphlets are seized before they can be distributed. June 12, 1886. Ludwig knows the conspirators will return. He despairs. He asks his servant for the keys to the tower. The servant, fearing the king intends suicide, says the key is lost. Unbeknownst to Ludwig, the conspirators arrive at the castle. This time, there is no one to stop them. Ludwig is lured from his bedroom to the entry hall of Neuschwanstein on pretense. There, he is taken into custody. Ludwig is taken by carriage from Neuschwanstein to Berg, where his brother Otto had long been imprisoned. This is a great blow to the king's state of mind. While on the way, the group stops at Seeshaupt to change horses. Ludwig asks to see the postmistress, Frau Vogel. She brings him a glass of water and he says something to her. She never reveals these last words to anyone. June 13th, 1886. At Berg, Ludwig seems cooperative and coherent. Dr. Guden writes to the government that he has Ludwig well under control. The two men go out for a walk, and Dr. Guden is so confident he dismisses the guards. When Ludwig and the doctor do not return after several hours, a search is undertaken. The bodies of the two men are found in the lake, drowned. Circumstances unknown. June 18th, 1886. Ludwig's funeral procession marches through the streets of Munich, followed by enormous crowds of mourners. The service is held at a packed St. Michael's church. Lightning strikes the church during the service, but no one is harmed. Ludwig's body is entombed in the Wittelsbach crypt at St. Michael's. His heart is placed in an urn in the pilgrimage chapel at Altading in the Wittelsbach tradition. The urn is shown to the right. His heart is in an urn. How bizarre.
Okay, there's some sort of billy club in here? Some sort of paddle? Ooh, okay, looks...
Oh my god. That's the slave from my dream.
Oh, okay,
Maybe Mrs. Smith will know what my dream meant. I have to ask someone. This thing is getting too weird.
It's getting weird. Okay, yes, okay. Do you want the English first, or do you want the German? Let's do the English first.
The midnight sleigh rides. Ludwig went on long sleigh rides in the middle of the night, particularly in his later years. It is said that he suffered from insomnia, headaches, and toothaches, and the rides soothed his restlessness. The sight of the king's grand sleigh speeding through the countryside of the Alps often startled the peasants and became a superstitious omen of ill fortune. I can see why. But what was he doing out there at night?
I'm gonna read some German to you guys. Die mitternachtlichen Schlittenfahrten König Ludwig unternahm nach lang Schlittenfahrten besonders als alter wurde. Es heißt, okay, I don't know what that weird B is. Heibt da erst an Schlaflosigkeit, Kopf und Sachschmerzen litt und das die Schlittenfahrten sein Rühligkeit linderten. Der Anblick des königlichen Schlitten weht nach durch die Alpenlandisch Gegend machte die Landbevölkerung nervös, besonders oberglaubische Naturen deuteten ihn als Schlitzomen. There we go. Okay, Ludwig's diary. Ludwig's Tagebuch.
Even after Wagner's death, Ludwig still showed signs of obsession with the composer. This letter, written in 1882 by Ludwig to the conductor of the Munich Opera, instructs the conductor to make preparations for a new Wagner opera. The conductor went to see the king as instructed. When he arrived, Ludwig was ill and refused to see him. Nothing further was ever heard of this mysterious new opera. Was it a figment of an ill man's desperate wishes?
You guys?
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
Okay. Do you know anything about the new Wagner opera? Okay. Does Grace even know enough German to understand her if she does?
Im Museum ist einen Brief von Ludwig über eine neue Wagner-Oper.
Ja, ich kenne diesen Brief.
Wo kann ich mehr von dieser Wagner-Oper sehen?
Ja, ich weiß nichts über Wagner. Das hier ist kein Wagner-Museum.
Ja, ich weiß.
In Bayreuth befindet sich ein Wagner-Museum. versuchen Sie es halt doch, ne?
Bayreuth. Danke.
Okay, she was just like making noise at me, but that was helpful, I guess, based on the body language. Okay, yes, okay, now we can go to the Wagner Museum or something. That she pointed me to. Okay, Wagner Museum. Okay, here we go.
Grüß Gott.
Guten Tag. Ist das die Wagner Museum?
Yeah, you're an American, aren't you? I'm afraid the house is closed this time of year. It will be open next month.
Crap.
You are interested in Wagner?
Very interested. Very recently very interested.
Yeah. Most of the house is closed for cleaning, but a few rooms are open. I shouldn't let you probably, but if it is only you, you are alone, aren't you?
Endlessly.
Come in and look over.
That's very generous. What do I owe you?
Georg Immerding. It's only a few displays. Besides, I wouldn't be much of a shining knight if I charged you.
Thanks, Georg. My name is Grace.
Hello. Have a good time.
Look at all these Germans falling all over Grace, just like, hi, I'm Asian and cute, you know, give me free stuff. And they're just like, oh yeah, you know, I really shouldn't do this. I'm gonna get in so much trouble, but yeah, for you, we haven't seen an Asian person here in Germany since like, you know, 1917, and he was a stowaway, right? And also it was a little Chinese midget, right? But you know, you, Grace, yeah, I'll give you whatever you want. No, okay, well, huh? Okay, I'm going over here.
It's a letter from a Monsieur Beaujolais, dated September 1881. Looks like he's discussing acoustics and sound waves, and crystals. Wasn't Wagner's Bayreuth Theater already built? Why would Wagner be worrying about acoustics? It looks like an architectural drawing of a theater. The Wittelsbacher Theater, München. Every square inch is measured.
Okay.
It looks like an...
Okay. Okay, so that was, sorry, that was that. Okay, look at the death of Wagner.
The death of Wagner. On Ash Wednesday, 1883, Wagner suffered a heart attack in a Venetian gondola on the way to San Michele. His wife and the gondolier carried him into a church where he regained consciousness. Wagner died 4 days later on this sofa.
Ugh, okay, dead man's sofa. Is that creepy? Is that creepy? If you like slept on this, a dead man like died there, right?
June 10th, 1881, Munich residence. Great friend. I am writing to you in the middle of the night. My blood is pounding too wildly for sleep. Tonight's performance, how can I describe it? I am unsure whether to be terrified or thrilled. Perhaps I even feel hopeful. If it is hope, you have given it to me, my friend, for the first time in years. We must speak. Something happened during the music tonight, but I must have your absolute confidence. As you love me, come at once. Your devoted king, Ludwig. July 1882. Great and beloved king, Monsieur Beaujolais and I have finished the diagram. We checked the figures many times, and Monsieur is confident that it will work. 8 identical fixtures are to be made from the diagram and placed in the theater exactly as specified. I'm sending the diagram with your courier. Be full of hope and have courage. All will be well. Your own, Wagner.
What's this?
What's that book in the case?
What's that book in the case?
Cosima Wagner's journal is locked up for preservation.
Huh.
Okay. She's just like sauntering over. What's that in the case, you know? I wonder if she's gonna be cheeky. Can I look at it? And she's like, oh yeah, sorry miss. It's just like, it'll fall apart in your hands if you try to handle it, right? Okay, himself? Okay, I can ask about himself. He's gonna be so He's gonna be so interested. Oh, you know, we haven't seen an Oriental here for like 50 years, huh? Ludwig Wagner.
Tell me about Wagner.
He was a character. He spent most of his life trying to convince rich patrons to subsidize his work. Unfortunately, he had expensive tastes. You see, he believed that someone of his genius deserved to live well. Can't argue with that.
But Ludwig II supported him, didn't he?
Yeah, sure, but Ludwig came along very late in Wagner's life. By then, he had already been run out of Venice and most major cities because of debt. Ludwig saved him. And the music. Best thing Ludwig ever did.
Do you know anything about that letter from Wagner to Ludwig in the display case? The one about the diagram?
Ah. No.
No.
Some sort of equipment for Ludwig's theater. But I don't know why Wagner would have cared about this. If he was worried about any theater, you would think it would have been his own theater, here, in Bayreuth.
What are you doing here if the museum is closed?
Yeah.
They always like to have a caretaker here. It's a good job for me. I can soak in the atmosphere of the maestro while I compose.
What are you composing?
This? Oh, a new arrangement. One of Wagner's pieces.
For the Bayreuth Opera?
No. I am only a student at the university. I study music, composition, conducting.
Okay, I can still ask about himself.
Is there much of a call for conductors in Europe?
Ask my brother. He is the conductor for the Munich Opera.
Well, that's convenient. Does that mean you get free opera tickets?
Yes. I get a week's pass to the Opernfestspiele, the opera festival in Munich. It starts in a few months.
Hope I'm still around to see it.
Come with me if you like.
Yes!
If you're still around, I can go backstage and all sorts of things.
I'd love that. If I'm still in Germany, I'll call you, all right?
Yeah, good.
All right, I've got a. Grace has got a date like 3 months from now, you guys. But she's got a date for free opera tickets, and we're gonna go backstage and all sorts of things, you guys.
Have you ever heard about the letter that Ludwig wrote to the Munich conductor in 1882, telling him to prepare for a new Wagner opera?
You're full of surprises for an American.
What do you know about it?
No one knows anything about it. It's like a treasure map, you know? It's probably a complete fairy tale, but it does make you wonder.
You have no idea what it could have referred to? Maybe something that Wagner was working on with Ludwig?
If there was, there's no trace of it. Except perhaps in the dreams of unemployed music students.
Wolf panels at the Neuschwanstein.
Have you ever heard about the wolf panels in the Singers' Hall at Neuschwanstein?
Did my brother send you here?
No.
Probably not. It's only the letter to the conductor, the wolf panels. Ah, my brother thinks I am crazy because of all my theories.
What theories?
This is Quatsch. If there was a lost opera, a lost Wagner opera, and if one could find it, to a conductor, this would be like finding King Tut's tomb. But people have looked for it before. If it ever existed, it is gone forever. My brother says I waste my time even thinking about it.
Okay. How do we get here? Aren't we looking for a black wolf? And now we're talking about operas, right?
I'm curious. Is there any other information that points to the lost opera besides Ludwig's letter and the wolf panels?
It's nothing. I'm not even supposed to have seen it. You see, my brother says that Wagner was too egotistical to have produced a lost opera. If he was working on something new, every person in Bayreuth would have heard about it. On the other hand, it was in Ludwig's character to have wanted a private opera.
But it wouldn't have been private. Ludwig's letter shows he intended it to be played in Munich.
Yes, but that it would get so far without Wagner telling others? Why keep it a secret?
Maybe there was a very good reason for secrecy.
For example?
Like... Never mind.
Okay, what's your theory? Hey, 320. Oh, okay, eat it, Penguin. 320. We got 4 points for asking about that. 320 out of 6. So, okay, I don't know what. We're like halfway through the game or something. Okay, do I go here and then talk to that couple again, or write to Gabriel and then that'll be the end of Grace's part? I'm not too sure. She really does look like Miss Swan when you look quickly, you guys.
At least I have the car keys now.
Oh, okay. Gerda's home, and we're friends now.
Hi, Gerda. I'm back.
Good.
Okay, we're friends. Cause I apologized to her. Hey, they're gone. Oh fuck! What the hell? They're gone, man.
Herr Huber?
Yes?
Okay, yes. Okay, at least I can talk to him. The Smiths. Oh, okay, I can ask where they went.
Are the Smiths in their room?
Ja, I believe so.
Could you ask them to come down, please?
Ja, natürlich.
Oh, okay, it's an inn. It's a hotel/bar, so they're just upstairs.
Now you just tell Merle what's going on.
And this guy just being so useless, right? They're just sitting up in their hotel room? Okay, I can't understand people who do that. Unless you're sick, right? But people who just stay in their hotel room when they're supposed to be on vacation, right? And, like, why aren't you out doing stuff? I guess they are fat. Maybe they're lazy, right? So... Exactly, Bubla, right?
I had a dream last night. I didn't remember it at first, but I saw something today at one of the museums.
What was the dream?
I was being chased in the woods by wolves. And I saw a sleigh. Ludwig was inside. He pulled me up, and I thought I was safe. But then he turned into a wolf.
So what do you think, Mother?
A dream of rescue is a spiritual guide dream. The High Priestess in Gabriel's cards must be linked to Ludwig somehow.
What do the wolves represent?
I'm a psychic, dear, not Freud. But the warning I got was about the black wolf, wasn't it? And the wolves in the dream. It must be the same danger.
It's so frustrating. The more I find out, the more questions I have.
Why don't you try a little communicating of your own? Ludwig's the link. Appeal to him. The answers may not come right away, but at least you'll give the guide something specific to say the next time she contacts you.
Isn't there any way that you could, do a psychic reading on Ludwig or something?
To tell you the truth, I've been trying all day to make contact. But I only feel great despair. Ludwig's soul is not at peace.
Okay, he never got to bang his cousin, so he's like seriously...
I'd better go.
Anytime you need us, stop by.
And be careful now.
Thanks.
It's a jazzy tune. Okay, where's Gabe? Oh, Gabe is doing other stuff in Munich proper. And when we last left him, he was at that hunting club, Boppy, right? So now we're playing as Grace. She's in Germany, but she's in a different part. And Gabriel told her to investigate all this Ludwig stuff that seems to be connected. So